Good day, my friends, and welcome to episode 18 of my Krastorio playthrough. Today we are going to do the hub for the Smeltery and hopefully the rebuilding of the Smeltery in the same moment as well. I don't know if I'm going to reach that point, but here's what I did until now. I already built us some warehouses, which are so far the biggest storage units I've seen in the Krastorio mod. And here you see one warehouse getting all the copper input we're having available here. These things, if I didn't miscalculate, store 80,000 of one good. So as huge as that might sound, it's actually not that much. If you look at these patches down there, having 6.3 million copper ore, you're gonna need a lot of those to store that whole patch just in a warehouse. But what this is going to do is it's going to feed my smelter arrays from here. I'm gonna split off some belts later on, and this array here will disappear in a minute. I just funneled the stuff I stored in the other episode back into the warehouse until I have, because I have made up my mind where I want to put down the distribution hub for the smeltery for now. So, dear friends, if you have any ideas, comments, or questions about the series, feel free to put those in the comment section down below. I would also appreciate a like or even a subscription to my channel if you want to support me and my work, because these would help me a lot. If none of those, just accept my thanks for watching these series. That means a lot to me as well. So now we have removed these useless old belts, and in a second this coke storage will be emptied as well. There we go. And that's that. Also, some very important thing to notice is that between yesterday and today, the Krastorio mod got updated, or I don't know if it was exactly that date, but coke is having exactly the double burn value than before, and so does wood. Basically all these things got upgraded quite heavily because, well, I didn't check. But, you know, the fuel consumption of those boilers, for example, didn't increase. So, the coke factory I was building up the last episode is now even more powerful than ever before. So, that's cool. That's really cool. So I'm gonna crop out the other red belts I don't need anymore. So this is it for now. This array is designed with the idea in mind to buffer several warehouses in a row to give some amount of storage capacity up front if necessary. But yeah, this should be enough to feed my smeltery here. So that's the coke dispenser. Quite the same thing, but I'm gonna use just one warehouse because I figured that 80,000 coke would be enough. And also I'm having a little bit of biter problem that I will get rid of in a minute. So this is done. And this is done. The next thing I need to do would already be the big cut. So I'll just have here left to do craft another one of those biggies. There we go. And yeah, well, I'm gonna drop down the iron part here, guess, or yeah, whatever, doesn't matter where the input will be. So for now, it's gonna be something like this. This is where we're gonna funnel the iron into later on. And yeah. Let's get to that little biter problem up there, because I figure this is going to be quite important as well. I'm gonna craft some fast loaders in between, and once I have upgraded the smelter array, I will return to my little furniture shop and upgrade it with more necessary tools. And once that's up and running, I guess we're gonna face oil next. Oil or trains, whatever will be necessary first. I hope it's gonna be oil, because once I strike oil, I will have the cliffside explosives, and I'm really looking forward to those, because I'm quite annoyed with all these cliffs in my base, which are impeding my plans quite heftily, because I have a lot of things in mind I want to do, but there are just things in my way, and I want to get rid of them. But sadly, to craft explosives, I will need sulfur, and there is no sulfur without petroleum gas, and there is no petroleum gas without oil. So I need to wait until I get to that point, sadly. Okay, let's switch over to the military tab, and let's drop down some turrets. Okay, looks quite wormy up there. So let's check. Do my 3 turrets get rid of this stuff? They do. I'm gonna drop down a little bit more with them. That building is blocking the line of sight here. So yeah, I think the smartest thing to do is just to sniper away that spawner, because once this spawner is out of the way, I can sniper away the worms, and once those worms are gone, I can finish the rest just with turrets. It's a little bit annoying to finish off a building with a sniper rifle, for me personally at least, but in this scenario, it was the better choice. Oh, there are the mediums. Okay. You don't want to get closer to them, guys. So that's biter evolution, my friends. I don't like the concept of that, because that means our enemies are getting stronger. So I need to get stronger as well. Okay. So the rest is just plain old turret creep, I guess. Alright. Okay, that's combined with a sniper rifle, it's really quite easy to get rid of bigger amounts of fighters. Honestly, I do like that about the Krastorio mod. Fighting is fun with this mod, and I do like that. I mean, without the autofill mod, it was a pain, but I don't know. Maybe the turret creep strategy is a little bit lame after all, but I don't mind being lame. I don't mind being lame. Okay, so let's get rid of the next colony as well, because I'm pretty sure that it's only a question of time until these will be a problem as well, so... Whoa. Why are they running in that direction? No! Mommy, it's spitting at me! Well, that cluster is quite annoying to deal with. Okay, that's one medium worm down. Oh, one of my babies got hurt. I can get rid of that guy here as well. Ouch. Let's get rid of the little swarmers. Don't want to waste unnecessary amounts of ammo. And just the moment I start thinking about something like that, I start firing at a dead worm. I love it when that happens. Okay. So I think I'll just go around that thing a little bit. And then I should be okay with those guys for a while again. But ultimately, I need to figure out some fortifications against those buggers, because I won't be able to fend off myself like this forever. Because it's not like I'm stopping the pollution, right? So these guys will just keep growing. Okay, but for now, we've pressed back those baddies. Okay. That was just necessary. 1 bajillion turrets later, we're back home, or at least on the way. I appreciate the fact that the northern border of my base is pretty easy to seal off with a narrow choke point, where I can amass a lot of firepower without the need of stretching myself out too hard. It's pretty good. But apart from that, we're gonna need gigantic amounts of walls, so I'm gonna put all these on a tab and do some assemblers back in the furniture shop later. But this isn't a topic for another day, when we have the big old smelter array up and running. So I don't know yet how much iron and how much copper I'll need. I think I'll need more iron than copper, but I'm not entirely sure, because yeah, same mod where I don't know the late game recipes at all. Okay. But for now, this array is running on 100 smelters for iron and 30 smelters for copper. Not too good here. I need to expand that. Maybe I'm gonna do 6100 for now. And with the steel ones, I need iron plates and coke. So I haven't figured out how to do that yet, so let's check this out as well. So they'll need 6.75 iron plates. How many furnaces do they use? So they use 1 column, right? No, not entirely. So they use like 16, 17, 6.37, 7.5. I misread that. Okay, sorry guys. That was so yeah, 7.5. So they use the output of 20 of those. So basically, I'll keep the 100 iron plate outputters for just iron plates, and then I'm gonna do a separate array where I just yeah, I know what I want to do. Okay. So for now, I'm gonna plan with 60 of those, and I'm gonna keep an area open to maintain 100, and the rest will be steel over here. Okay, let's go, friends. Enough of the talking and thinking and everything. What I will need, though, oh, I have enough of those. Inserters. I want to grab some more inserters, because I will need a stupendous amount of inserters at this point. And also, I'll need furnaces. A damn lot of furnaces. These are probably not enough furnaces. So let's check out this place again, because I always like to grab up myself some more ammo. And then let's pick up some more inserters. Because for every furnace I need 2 yellow inserters and 1 red inserter, so the costs will add up quite heavily. And once I've unleashed this beast here, there's no turning back, basically, because I cripple my my iron and copper plate output, and I'll get nothing produced until I fix the smeltery again. So, but I have everything prepared quite well. Next thing I need to do is redirect the stream of iron, and I don't know. This one I'll just drain and fill it into the warehouse later, but I have a certain plan in mind, friends. So for now, the basic idea is quite simple. I'm gonna explain it one more time to make it quite easily visible. Those were not 20. Every 20 of those thingies need 12.5 iron. Well, no. Every 24 need 15. So, right? Sorry. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I don't say anything completely wrong. So I need to redo these columns a little bit, because every 24 columns will be 15. Will need 15 items per second, and that's exactly the maximum amount a yellow belt can transport. So the basic idea is to have just 1 belt for every of those, like here, and 24 on each belt. So I need to redo everything basically here. So yeah, I'm gonna do columns of 24, and this will utilize the belt to its maximum amount. So this way I'll just lead 1 belt out of the warehouse for every column. So basically this structure can support 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on each side. So I could maintain an output to 18 smelter columns like that. That's a lot of columns. That's 18 times 24. I'm possibly not gonna expand like this. So the bad side about that, I need to rip down this whole place. So things I will be able to keep are not many, because first off, I'm gonna cut off the iron supplies here, and then I'm gonna start collecting all these belts. And I don't know if I need to pluck out all the furnaces, or if I can just expand the arrays so they are hitting 24. I haven't decided that yet, but I think I will just expand them properly, because this will be the easiest way to get rid of all the to keep the primary structure without the necessity of rebuilding everything completely, because this would be just a lot of work. So right now I'm also shutting down the fuel source of this whole array, and my inventory is getting crammed like crazy. That's why I built some more warehouses up in advance, because I have decided to drop down one of those to assist me during this crazy quest. So I'll drop down all the coal I have in this little building here. And let's drop down the coke as well. Let's drop down the ores as well. Oh, and accidentally pick up things again. Dang it. So, I want to keep the plates and, well, it's the really unnecessary stuff right now. I don't really want to drop down everything, but those copper cables are sure not necessary as well. Okay, the rest of these are basically somehow useful. Okay, so let's keep dismantling this whole array. I just need to get rid of all the belts and then I can redistribute everything. It shouldn't be that hard. It's just a little bit annoying because of the cliffs in between, but I think after this redo, I should be able to maintain a good output out of the Smeltery. I really like the Krastorio mod for the tools it gives me to work here. So I'll also need to redirect the primary output of the other mining patches as well, because these are also out of date. Oh, I think that was wrong. The stone doesn't flow anymore. Oh well. On the other side, I need to redo that one as well, so let's keep it like this. There's an open output. I grabbed a few more because I wanted to have a few stones in inventory to have the ability to craft some more furnaces. So inventory is starting to get crammed again. Possibly gotta unload. Okay. Alright. Worst case scenario, I'll just build a little bit over the cliff. Okay. I'm thinking about things I could just dump down. The pipes, whatever. I think I just have to endure for now. Okay. I'm just leaving the output belts alive to have some sort of measurement how to fiddle up things again later. Because honestly, at some point, things like these can get quite confusing. Okay. I'm cutting down the coal belts completely as well, because we're not gonna use coal as a fuel anymore, so... Okay, I'm starting to reach the last few spots. So, yeah, I'm now realizing what I can drop for sure a little bit. The belts. I can grab them up later again when I need them, but for now, they are really piling up in my inventory. There we go. Totally forgot that I was looting all those belts. Kept wondering why my inventory was so full, but of course, and all those belts up there. It's quite a mess. Okay. So there's my little hidden brick stash of 6.4k. Okay. Now the copper smeltery. I'll just need to redirect the copper patch I started with into the distribution hub as well. And that's where this strategy starts to be that wonderful, because I can just connect whatever patch I claim from here on onto the distribution hub, and bam, that's that. I don't need to connect that anymore to the smeltery, because that's gonna be a one-time connection. So at least it sounds pretty good in my head. Let's see how good it will be in practical use. Okay, so we've shut down the facility pretty much. Let's check down. Oh, how to manage these things. I knew once. Oh. This game has so many different little key combinations, and I love it, but it's sure a pain to learn them all. I mean, it's such a... I hate and love it at the same time, because in a way Factorio always gives me the feeling that I don't really know how to play it. Really. Honestly, I still have sometimes the feeling like I don't know how to play this game, but at the same time I really appreciate how challenging this game is in general for your brain. It's really some good brain exercise in general. That's why I keep returning and returning. Okay, so I've cut off the coal supply. And as a good friendly commenter has already mentioned an episode ago, I'll need those coals for crafting as well, so I shouldn't turn them all into coke. That's entirely true, but I'm sitting on I don't know how many million units of coal, so there will be enough for that. But for now I figured that I'm gonna use these two patches for crafting purposes until these are depleted at least. But it was pretty good that I got that reminder, because I honestly forgot that completely. But coal has a lot of different uses in this mod. Okay, I'm gonna leave this patch like that, and crop off that miner. Okay, next steps will be to funnel the iron into the hub down here. So the general direction of the iron is not really good here, because I want to have it flowing into the hub and not into the smeltery anymore. I'm just hoping that I'm able to produce a somewhat more slim belt array configuration. So let's twiddle that in like this. I don't need maximum efficiency here. I just want to reduce it a little bit. These should be actually red belts, but right now I'm honestly a little bit too lazy to replace them. At some other point, maybe. Okay, almost there. Oh, well, no. Let's run the thingy below the copper road. It's way easier, and I don't need to put underground belts there then. Okay. The hidden little cliff curve of doom again. Right. So, at some later point I'll upgrade those to reds, but I'm really just too lazy now. Because that's a really, really long connection between the iron patch and this here, so I'm gonna do that at some other point. And also I need those belts I've left before. Oh, I have some red belts here to claim later. Okay, it was the old copper output. But I wanna stash some and pick some. Okay, more coal to be deployed, and I want to keep those stones, but the iron ores I don't need. Okay, then there we go. That's that, and I want those. And I don't dare to do it differently. I know there's some handy key combination to make it easier, but I don't know it, and I don't want to end up with an inventory full of things I don't want to have. And I'm not ashamed. Not at all. Okay. Well, I'm gonna use a underground belt here because this cliff is quite troublesome. Okay, there we go. There are attacks still coming from that flank. How? And why? Well, looks like I need to get rid of that coastal strip as well at some point, but not today. Today I want to get that smelter array back online. Okay. No, I need a loader. There we go. Okay, now off to grab those. Okay, good thing I dropped some turrets at most of the sites. But overall, the biters are getting more and more aggressive, but well, I destroyed some of their nests, if I remember correctly. That's not making them friendlier at all. And I also produce a lot of pollution at this point, so one shouldn't be too surprised that the biters are coming again and again. Okay. So I guess I will output out of the distribution hub on red belts as well. And I can split them apart later. So one red belt can translate into two yellow belts because they're basically transporting things at double the speed. So that's how I'm gonna do that. And since I'm right now... Okay. Next thing will be to reform that smelter array, but tell you what, my friends, I'm gonna save that up for another episode because we are already at a very unfortunate time mark where I feel like getting into this will result in a very long episode, and instead I'm just gonna get rid of these few biter camps, and then we're gonna cut up that episode there, because I feel like I want to take some time for the reconstruction of the smelter array, because the first attempt of mine wasn't that good, and the next one I want to do a little bit more of a solid work there, something which we can use later on as well. Because my basic idea is I want to have a array which can be safely upgraded from stone to steel, and there's some other upgrade as well. Forgot the name. And if the ratios are correct, I can just upgrade the belts from yellow to red to blue, and just upgrade the furnaces accordingly, and have a working smelter array. So right now I don't have that, and I don't like that. So But at the start of this series, I didn't want to over-optimize the smelter array beforehand, because I wanted to just plunge into Factorio again after a long break of the game. And yeah, that's how it came to some unorganized building, but I don't mind. I like unorganized building from time to time. So, no. So, just try to grab an angle where I can sniper the worms, just like you saw the last time. There we go. It's the first bugger down. I don't think that there's any hope that I can safely get rid of that guy behind there, but that's not necessary at all. My turrets can tank a little bit, so if it's just one small worm, that's something those turrets really don't mind tanking for a second. Okay. So, next episode, the smelter array will be done. I'm gonna do some steel smeltering at the same time as well, because then I will be pretty much set and running for the further process of the game. Maybe I'll do the brick smeltering array as well while I'm there, but I haven't figured out that one yet. But I should possibly do that, because considering where we're headed, the biters won't get friendlier from here, and I will need a lot of walls to secure my premises, because it would be foolish to assume that these defenses I'm having right now would be sufficient for longer amounts of time. So, quite nasty here. So there we go. There we go. 2 more to go. Let's build some more repair packs. I'm running low on those. Ow. Okay. I tossed a few of those, but since I'm running around with a pretty large amount of ammo clips, I absolutely don't mind. Alrighty. So, those 2 next. These are quite small nests overall. Almost no worms. The one I had north of my base was way worse than almost all of those nests so far here. But I don't want to complain. So I guess fortifying the base will be some topic for, I don't know, I guess at least in 5 episodes we will be walling ourselves in a little bit more. I would assume that time frame, but I can't tell for sure right now. Oh, let's get some turrets between ourselves, because I don't trust that situation here. There we go, like I said, I don't trust that situation. Okay. Oh, there's a larger camp. So, time to run the outro slowly. So, I mean, I already said my usual 10 words, like, about the subscriptions and comments, but today I don't want to talk about that as much. So I still hope you guys are enjoying this run as much as I do. And honestly, if you want to see a certain topic sooner or whatever, really just talk with me. I really like to react to your input. And this series, I never managed to produce too many episodes up front, because there's always so much thought process to be done, and I'm preparing a lot before every episode. So basically, if you answer to the episode here at this point while it's quite fresh, chances are I'm gonna see it and do something about that during the next episode. So that was the little sermon I wanted to talk down at the end of this episode before I collected the last few of my turrets. All the biters are gone. So thanks for being with me and watching this episode again, and I hope you check by for the next one as well. Until then, my friends, stay healthy, take good care, and goodbye.